What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and welcome to my Netflix reviews for the movie Bright. Now, remember to subscribe to my channel and also click the like button. I'm trying to get 25 likes for this video. Now, this right here is something I'm going to be doing new. It's going to be called my Netflix reviews, and I'm going to review different movies and TV shows and different things that's on Netflix. And if you like it, you can go straight to Netflix and go and start watching it and hopefully enjoy a new show. Now, the thing about Bright is it stars Will Smith and also Joel Edgerton, who's been in movies like The Great Gatsby, Warrior, Black Mass, The Gift, and many other things, Midnight Special. He also played Ramses in the movie Exodus, and so forth and so on. And so it starts off with a pretty good cast. And the thing that's different about this movie is we've all seen things like Lord of the Rings and all of that kind of stuff, but they all have one thing in common, which is that it's always in medieval times, and they always have swords and different things like that they use. Whereas in this movie, this is in modern times with the medieval times type of storyline. And what I mean by that is that they got the elves, they got the trolls and the warlocks and the orcs and wizards, and then they got the human race and fairies and all of that good stuff, except now it's in modern day. And so it's as if they got the police, they got the Bloods and the Crips, the gangbangers. They got the same issues of today, except instead of it where people want to deport Mexicans or whatever, they trying to get rid of the orcs. Or like some of the Bloods and the Crips, yeah, they be regular people, black or Hispanic, but then they also got like sets that's like orcs that are thugged out, and they dress like normal people with, wearing FUBU or, jerseys and hats broke off to the side and all of that. So it's pretty unique way of looking at things. I always was tired of seeing that same plot line where World of Warcraft and all of that good stuff like that, but they always using swords and bow and arrow. So now they got shotguns and modern weapons, but then they also have the same characters with the elves and all of that stuff. And so it's pretty cool. It's a unique look at that type of storyline. Now the thing that sets this movie apart is they have what is called an orc, and he's the first orc to be part of the police force, because the orcs, they originally pledged the oath to the Dark Lord, and so they've been blacklisted. Even though they say in the movie it happened 2,000 years ago, it's something that their race has been going and fighting against the stigma of ever since. And so they got the first orc that's now a modern police officer in here, and that's the character of Joel Edgerton. And so the way that the movie first starts off is that they're in the hood or whatever, and they show Will Smith leaning up against the police car, and then the first thing you know, some dude comes out with a shotgun, and he's running out of a store, and Will Smith, his attention is taken away because Joel Edgerton is trying to buy a burrito, and he asking him what he want on his burrito. And so by the time he turns his head back, the guy blasts Will Smith in the chest with the shotgun, lays him out. And so Joel Edgerton takes flight to chase him down, but the orc that shot Will Smith, gets away. And so that put a strain on their relationship, and Will Smith, of course, after being shot, was taken off duty for a while. And so when he comes back to duty, everybody is against. They want the orc off the job. They trying to, talk to other fellow officers and talking trash about the orc behind his back, and telling Will Smith character he should do different things in retaliation or to get rid of him as a partner, and so forth and so on. And so it's pretty interesting take on how that works. And Will Smith, he has also they only show his wife and daughter for a brief moment, but it kind of shows a little twist on how some people have a feeling towards orcs and fairies and different things. Everybody seen the clip with the fairy flying around, and he had the SWAT talking about fairy lives don't matter. It's like a pun on Black Lives Matter. So they try to throw in, typical Will Smith one-liners in here. But it's alright. It's cool. It's not necessarily a comedy movie. It's more of an action movie. And so it's a good take on the old storylines of those type of orcs and wizards and things. And so when he gets back on the force, he's trying to see where his situation is with that orc, and the way he thinks maybe he let him go is like because they orcs, they stick together. And so that's always a undertone in their relationship up until a certain point in the movie, when they finally get to squash that and understand where it is and what originally happened. I'm not going to give any spoilers in this, so don't worry. And so I'll leave it so that I give you just enough, so if it sounds interesting, you watch it. And if you don't want to see it, well, hey, I didn't spoil it for you anyway. So it's pretty cool. The one thing where it kind of starts off not so fast paced, but then something happens that picks up the story. And just to make a long story short, they find a wand. Okay, and the wand is only certain people are able to control magical wands. And the way they describe it is like the wand is like a nuclear bomb, the power of a nuclear bomb in your hand. It can do everything, but only certain people can control a wand, and those people are called brights. And the wands, this very powerful, very unique weapon. And once they ended up finding the wand, different people and different groups of factions are all trying to fight to get that wand. And it causes a hell of a ride in the story for them trying to see what they're going to do with that wand, who can they trust to get rid of the wand with, or whatever the case. And so that's the whole story pretty much, is they're going to try to find out what's going on with that wand. And there also is like a FBI inspector, and he's like a elf. And as in all the stories, the elves always occupy like a higher place in the ladder, and and place in hierarchy in society. And this is no different. They have what's called like the Elven district, and that's where all the rich and powerful people are, and they are elves. And and then the elves are the smartest. The elves are the ones that really control the wands and have the wands. But this wand right here, for whatever reason, is out of control of an elf right now. And so that's where the whole story takes place. Who's going to get this wand back? Who's going to be able to control the wand? Humans, if they try to touch the wand, it says they'll explode. And pretty much, I think anybody that's not a bright, if they try to control the wand, could explode. And so it's pretty unique. It's a little spell on the wand where it can only go so far away from the owner. It's a point in the movie where they were trying to get away and they didn't understand that part, and something happens that it was pretty good special effects. This movie is actually the quality of a Hollywood major motion picture. It went straight to Netflix, but Netflix has invested billions of dollars into their content in the race to compete and keep subscribers and compete with all of the other networks out there. And so Netflix has really stepped their game up. Overall, I would give this movie, I would give it on a scale of 5 Blu-rays, I would give it 3.5, almost a 4 Blu-ray, but 3.5 is most accurate. I give it 3.5 Blu-rays, and which is a watch. It's definitely worth the watch. So with that being said, I hope y'all like this quick summary. Check it out if you got Netflix. Once again, it's bright. It's a lot of action. It's got great actors in it that we all are familiar with. If you get Netflix 4K, that's what I have, the Netflix 4K. The movie looks amazing. Great color, great action, everything. And so it's worth the watch, especially if you like those type of Lord of the Rings types movies, The Hobbit, and all of that good stuff. This is definitely worth the watch. And check out my next review for Netflix, and I'll see you then. Peace.